This day 1,373 of 373 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, and it should be exclusive for technical basis only about Rabbi Shivya. Everything you're there, Simon Relation above, Sif Chafei to Lamed Aleph. Chafei. And Medurim Rashai Lo Sif Legra, the interpreter is not allowed to add nor to detract Medivir Rab from the words of the love, the Rebbe, Shiva, after Yibakoshu, even a word. But in terms of mentioning names of the sages, sometimes he has to make change. The tribe of Maradover Shem Avi says when the Rebbe says say a name of his father, Shem Rabbi's name is Rebbe, but Omer Kachamar Abba Mori Rabbi says with my father, my master said, or my Rebbe said, but Tugman Bukhal is Kirshma, and the interpreter must mention the actual name. Since his Chacham was not his father or Rab or his Rebbe, Rakachamar Rav no Ploni says this is what Rabbi so and so said. If I call Kach, the Rebbe's not supposed cannot say it that way. Shaslatski Shemo Viva Rabbi Shmo, not allowed to mention the name of his father or his Rebbe by name. Similarly, if the rabbi says the name of the father of the interpreter, or the Rebbe interpreter, from the Kachma Rav the Plenty says so and so thus said Rabbi Stone, so the interpreter is now to mention the name. He is compelled to say Kachmar Abba Mori or Rabbi. That's what my father, my master, my Rebbe said. For that, you should know Rambam because of the Lashon that Ram writes. Tugman is not allowed to detract nor to add, nor also to deviate. Aviv Shel Chacham or Rabbo. Unless the interpreter was the father of the sage or his Rebbe. Amar Ravlim Turgaman. Not sure. Okay. Rabbi Abba is my Rebbe or my father's section. Maskir Shmoni mentions his name. Ad Koshono. Master's name for him. It seems that it's saying two things. The Bikon Kamash and Rosh Hashanah, it could one of the Shochacham or Rabbo. So it's only allowed to change the Turgaman himself as the father of a Chacham or a Rebbe. Does Rashai the Lishanos Imash Dorich a Rab? Then he can change in that with that which Rab said. The Rab, Rabbi Shila B'Yuma. Because Rabbi Shila and Yuma. They say about changing names. Never tomorrow. It's astonishing. Shava Rabbi, you ever took him a lot, Ben? How do we come up with the father or the Rebbe being the interpreter for the son or the Talmud or the student? For a secret Rabbi Zion Shem Rabbi already complains about this. Rabbi Yuma it was also by accident. The lawyer of Shil Shizel Rav, she did not know that Rav was Darshaning. The back it says, Kesmisha be Tosef Loshan Zeh, Kesmisha means the Tosefta, which seems to be followed, corroborate the Rambam, and Mechuber Kumosh Kasa Rach, it's clear like the Bach writes, tells something of Rambam, there is a mistake in Rambam. This is what I say, Elikin Maturgam Matargim of the Shachacham, the Turgam was interpreting the father of the Chacham or Rabbi or the Rebbe of the Chacham. Rav Kach, Abba, the father said, the Rebbe says, this is what father said, and the interpreter says it the way he's supposed to say it. Chavav. Rav Shalim Evelyn Talmidim, the Rebbe taught and the students did not understand. We shouldn't get angry at them. Because of the he says he repeats the matter several times. Ad until they understand the depth of halacha. We found our holy rabbis. This is the Rebbe prayed. I'm not sure. All rabbis, they taught their student at our Bamil's Pamim. At the 400 times Shlohavim, we didn't understand. Famous corner, every thousand dollar. Vlamar Tami Avanti, the student should not say I understand. And when he doesn't really understand, Adain yet. Elish Omer came in Abusha, he's just saying because he's embarrassed. And this it said, we learned all this back base. Mishlei law by Shalom. Person is embarrassed does not learn. So the student should not be embarrassed from his friends. Just because they already understood the halacha, he doesn't yet understand. He means bias. He's going to be embarrassed. Well, he's not going to ask. Needs such the base. A matter is coming to base marriage, leaving without getting anything. Should ask and continue to ask repeatedly. Rabbi's not allowed to get exasperated at him. Now, like it says, Captain Lamed, not a person who has short fuse, can teach. If the Rebbe does get angry in the Talmud, the student should say to him, Moriv Rabbi, my master and rabbi, my Esther, what can I do? I have limited capacity, but I must learn. So, and this should dissipate the anger of the Rebbe. Saw the Rebbe will see that he was not act properly. If I said on, he will appease the student, and then will teach him. Chozel, who shall even not is when the students don't understand because of the depth of the matter, or because they do lack capacity. Rabbi says that he said the reason why I understand is because they are not diligent in their learning. They are being too easy going. They're not as diligent as should be. You must get angry with them. And embarrass them with sharp verbally in order to sharpen them. This they said, throw bile at the students. Therefore, a rabbi should not act frivolously in front of the students. They should take him his fear should be upon them. Shouldn't laugh, I guess, jest in front of them. Nor eat, or drink, with them here regularly. All these things remove the fear from milos of covet and the levels of respect. Family change is not appropriate. When they are in fear of him, they learn more quickly, they'll be more diligent in their learning. Chav Zayin. Obviously, these are tactics and strategies which have to vary according to time and place and population, etc. Chav Zayin. Either has to answer them, one should not sit and learn out of sadness, out of laziness, when we talk slok, not out of gaiety, I think would be a good translation, at least in the old days. When we talk social, not out of frivolity. When we talk sicha, not out of schmoozing. When we talk varim, not out of idle chatter. When we talk simcha mitzvah, after a the joy before having done mitzvahs. The park me adam Rav, last word for that which Rav said. Kol time any student who sits in front of his Rebbe should note for smar tichvena. So it says that his lips should be burned bitterly. It's got to say in awe and fear. Carrots and Rizal and answers Bravo Talmud. This is a Bravo Talmud difference. The Talmud the student has to sit with fear. If a Rab is Simcha and a Rebbe with joy. The same has to say Hava Barav, they're both talking about the Rebbe. From a Kali Pasuk B'Shmaisa, what is before he starts learning? Simcha, then he has to Simcha B'Shmaisa. After he starts learning Gama Rav should be here, the Rebbe also has to sit in awe. So the Rebbe, such as the rabbis, such as Rabbi Kamed, the Apostle, Rabban, before he started teaching the rabbis, have our meals of the Chutza, he would say a joke, a piece of humor, and people would be laughed. So afterwards, Yossi Be'emsa, he would sit in fear of Pasal Shemaitz to start learning the actual Sugya and Sham. Poskim said the Var, the Poskim mentioned this, I don't know why not. I tell Neshim, those are not the Lamb Kozay of only able to talk, but perhaps in our generation. If we require them to follow this procedure, happy and serious, they bring but to Torah, therefore they deliberately left out. So again, these are tactics and strategies that vary from time to place and population. Chav Ches. Ein Shalom Yisrael Sheikhon to Beis HaMedrash Yat. I'm going to ask a question immediately. Achi Sasha died to 11 until he becomes fully undiscombobulated. But Ein Atam Yisrael Sheikhon Achi Sasha died to be a Nuach. The student should not ask a question when he comes in until he sits down and he is calm. You don't ask, two people should not ask simultaneously. You don't ask the Rebbe for something else. But they're not involved at the moment. Only specifically things they're involved with at the moment. Not to embarrass the Rebbe. Who's great in front of us? And when Ram asked him something which is not under the consideration of the moment, Shilok only answered appropriately. And because nevertheless, Rav said to Rav, Lav Amina, did I tell you? Kikai Rebbe behind Masechta, when Rebbe is learning a certain Masechta, don't you shout Masechta Achrina? Chrisa? Don't ask another Masechta. Be loved the Rebbe Gav Rabba, Kusefte, not Rebbe is a great man. Would embarrass him. It's meaning Masechta Shabbos. Yes, Rav Latos tell me himself my Sim shall save name. Rebbe has the right to trick his students and do things in front of them which look strange in order to sharpen their minds. Gemara, like we find in Gemara, Rabbi wanted to sharpen Abai. That they know if they remember what they learned. And so something in saying, ask about something which they're not learning, unlike the time of asking him, in order to encourage them. You don't ask standing, no response standing. Because I've been around some say we ask about Allah, how do you have to stand on Kalashon? Yes, we should see a lot of the Din on the very places of Kharas. Those who asked, Allah seems to come to places of Kharas, Meher and Gamliel and Daflam and above. Not have a Gamliel and Tzadok. Well, Mishmace and Gamliel bought the cover of Torah. Well, at the time when Gamliel died, the honor of Torah ceased. The school of Mamish, they started learning sitting down. My Ryan and Gamliel stood aside from Gamliel. And he stood. It's a Shabbos question. So it's not a question. Is there Ram Gamliel? Zok, it's Kanish or Gamliel? No, Gamliel. The Chayris. The Gamliel who, which time started sitting down was Gamliel before his grandson, Gamliel the second, who was Gamliel in Chayris. So that time when he was standing up, it should be sitting down. Those who ask a different question. You can't ask questions standing with the Seftas and Ezra Zayin. The Seshkas and Dvar Tzarich Lamod, and that which it says you have to stand. Who be Yerushalmi so regularly as though. I guess it's two irreconcilable sources. So the way the Ramah doesn't want to reconcile them to say the Sefta is not Dvar Halacha. Yerushalmi who Dvar Halacha. Shabbos and Dvar Halacha. Avabahabi Yerushalmi Sham Isa Tashor Halacha ve'agod Tzarich Lamod. Both halacha and a guy at time. Can Baruch Mechulik Yerushalmi at the Sefta? The Yerushalmi must be arguing the Sefta. That's the Gra points out. What question if it's also difficult to meet with the Sefta Muchal Shem Hedyo? So Sefta it's clear the B'var Halacha Maya Tzarich B'var Halacha. Shem Messiah Sham Shlo Yishal Yosim Shalosh Halachas says you shouldn't add more than three halachas. And Sham Amad Halacha Maya Tzarich B'var Halacha. Yet nevertheless he was sitting. Lamed. V'ani Omer says Rosh I say. Kim because the Rabbi Ramot so Kim was correct. Need you shall politically place Sefta. Okay, you shall hurts the test from Sefta. Mikoma come gam b'shash shalom nevertheless also in the Bavli b'vrochas chav zayin and b'chayas lamvav before the Amar Shmuel. It's to clear the questioner asked the Shah he stood up and asked Mimila. So as a result, the Sefta must be rejected. But to me, the primary matter is difficult. Shadu maybe come to Seftas. No, Shami always brings to Seftas. Okay, Lama Levi Avadachi, why not bring at least bring to Sefta and reject it? If I understand, you know what I mean? There's definitely two issues. The Vaish Koshal Vadamre is the Chom. Somebody asked the question of any Chacham. Hein Shalom Isa, whether it's a Shalom practice, Hein Varlocha, or it's an abstract halacha issue. Hein Varagora, whether it's a got the matter. It's got to stand out of respect. But the matter of the something else. Some cool Pirka Mayraban Hogas and the Edrin. The entire parak story about the house and Hedge conducts themselves. And when the question came asked, Lo Shal Echad, he didn't ask one of them, El Kulam, he asked all of them. But let's say Shum Dover Blom Minion Deus. And nothing would be resolved without a vote. That's what it says previously. You can't vote on two things like one at the same time. You can't ask the two things at one time. And then you can vote on the first one, and then the second one. So you should first ask on the first one, then afterwards the second one. And you can't ask standing, you don't respond standing, not from a height, nor from a distance, nor from behind stages. Please ask the Shapir. According to what the came with the Kulam, since the question was to everybody, it's so you have to count majority of opinions. So based models, they need a lot of time for that. Pragmatically, Karai shouldn't do it as if it was temporary by me standing up. I'll be careful in a permanent way, since it's going to take time to be a Shiva like sitting down. So the only place was on Hedge and not anywhere else. And Shami said, now we're talking about Sanhedrin. But it's a long drawn procedure when you're asking an individual chacham, an individual asking an individual. For that says so, but I mean, so there's certainly the questioner stands, the chacham yeshiva, and the chacham sits, and they had derech eretz on account of the proper conduct. If he said tzadkuti ve'ereba, according to this Rambam is correct. V'emisher Rambam v'tzur shach lo mashakain doesn't sound way for the Rambam to shirach. We can't call never Stephen Rabbi Ramah yesh lem payim halacha. Ramah has justification on halacha. Brackets, he says here, brachas b'cheres amar hashav shalo avsharai. Brachas b'cheres, the show standing, even though he's asking many people. The same name machlekes, kambur sham. That's because of the machlekes there with the Gamliel, Rabbi Shua, Ben Azariah. Shkal Rabbi Shua tzivor Ram Gamliel amor raglecha. Rabbi Shua's kind of Gamliel to stand up. Everybody standing up. Started standing up. It's like Ramah lo poikach. The Ramah doesn't very well. The Rambam, that's a question they asked the base medrash. They rab him for massive. It's a minyan. You have to count. The Ramah might shesoli dvaralacha klamar mechacham yichidi. That's an individual chacham tzarich lamod. Then you have to stand. Can you understand? That seems to be the case. Klamar yeshomim kasav and yeshomim. Fagur yeshomim. He knows halacha. It's kedaku kaimukayim tzeduk. It's like it does very often in the Ramah, even though it doesn't mean it to be not the halacha. It means to be the halacha. Shame shein shalim umah, just like you don't ask standing up to the masses. Ain't shalim milkum avoid. Don't stand from a high, ask a high place. Don't come rachok nor from a distant place, because came not from behind the sages. Ain't shalim has davar mamish and he's asking body. Only ask about things they're asking actually involved with now. Well, they're asking that's else. Even if it's the same overall topic. Ain't shalim you only ask out of fear. Go those shiflus with great humility. The fans came before the elders. Even the same Indian should only ask not ask more than 3 halachas at a time. Even has a lot of questions. Once he gets responses, the first 3 you can ask another 3. In order not to mix together a lot of matters.